Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video, and in this video, it's not a customizing video. This is my first time reviewing a figure, and the figure I'm going to be reviewing for you guys is the SH Figuarts knockoff version of Goku Black. Now, I saw these online a while back, and I wasn't too sure about them because the bootlegs have lately been up and down, but I figured that I'd go for it because I wanted this head for the Bardock custom that I'm going to be showcasing. I wanted this effect for Zamasu, and I just like Goku Black, and considering how expensive he is nowadays, I was like, you know what, I'll get a few of them just to kind of have fun with them so I don't actually, toy around with my real one. But, so I have here 2 of them. I did order 5. And if you're wondering if, yeah, that's a lot, but I found one that was being sold for like $9 each. And so I was like, alright, you know what, if it's going to be that cheap, I'll just buy as many as I can. So my order did get split up. I got these 2, and then I have the other 3 still on the way. I don't know how that happened. But I'm going to review both of these because, well, if this one is good, that one might be bad. So I kind of want to review 2 of them just so you guys can see if they're a fluke or not, like if you just get lucky and you get lucky. So we're gonna first set this one off to the side, and we're gonna go ahead, scoot the camera back a bit, and we're gonna crack this one open. So the first thing, so just taking a look at the box here, let's just scoot back a bit. Yeah, that's good. So let's just scoot this over here a bit more. So taking a look at the box, the first thing that will catch your eye is that he does not have the black card in the back. It's just the cardboard. That kind of threw me off. But so taking a look at the front, we have obviously the picture, the web exclusive Dragon Ball Super. This would be where the toy sticker would go. It's not there. The warning. On the side we have a picture of Goku Black, and on the back here, it looks pretty good, but if you come up close, you can kind of see that it is just kind of like printed over the original. Not too bad. So let's go ahead and crack them open. So I already have opened them, both of them. So we pull them out, and there it is. So the first thing you're gonna notice is that this clamshell is not like the other ones. He has tape up here and tape down here, if you can't tell. So I've already cut off the tape, and then I'm just gonna lift up the cover like so, just expecting it. So he has tape right here, and there's tape right there to keep these key effect pieces locked in. The clamshell, oopsie, dropped a hand there. The clamshell here isn't as firm as an original. It's a lot more pliable, a lot cheaper material. But let's just go ahead and grab out the black figure. There he is, and we'll come back to his accessories later on in the review. So here's this black, and here's the rose. If you may notice, this one does kind of have like an eyeliner, kind of like a Majin Wood figure, but this is only for this head because the other one that I have, it doesn't have that. In fact, the other head looks actually pretty amazing. The only thing that I've noticed that's a little bit odd is that in your rose faces, they're all kind of looking to the side. They're not looking straight. Well, if I could turn the head straight first of all, but they're not looking straight. They're kind of looking to you at an angle, which is alright for me because, if you turn his head and you kind of tilt him to the side, he does look pretty good. So I will go over their articulation for both of these figures, just so you can understanding. After we're done with the articulation, I will go into the accessories from this one, because I have reviewed them already, and they are the same exact accessories. The one thing I will point out is that in this figure, he was missing a head. He was missing the screaming rose head. I don't know what happened. I couldn't find it anywhere. I don't think it's in the box, because I have the box back here. And yeah, there's nothing in that box, so I don't know what happened, but I don't have it. Not a big complaint though. I don't even like those screaming heads. I've never have. But let's just move on with the articulation on this one. So the first thing you're going to realize is that if you shake it, it's a stiff figure. There's nothing about this guy that's wobbly, loose. It's a stiff figure. This one has a wiggly arm, but besides that, it's fantastic. So let's go ahead and just that's how much effort it takes to pop off the head. And as you can see, they even got the black neck peg accurate. So take a okay, sorry about that cut. It's just that my thumb looks really bad and I do not really want to show it to you guys. So I'm going to try to avoid showing it. But take a look at the head here. If I can focus in on it. Come on. There we go. So taking a look at the head here, as we can see that the earring is not properly painted, and that comes for like most of them. But besides that, the head plate itself just looks wow. It really looks good. And even though this is the one that has like that really dark eyeliner, this one was the worst of the two. The other one in the box over there looks way better than this one. So that is just amazing. So coming back over here, like I said, I'm really sorry about my thumb if it distracts any of you guys. I don't want to put a bandage over it. But so anyways, so like I said, this headpiece here is the worst of these two. So that one over there looks way better than this one, but they all seem to have that earring problem, and I did not put in the head properly. The one thing I will notice is that the head is hollow in there. That's a weird touch, but it makes it a lot easier for you to pop on the head. So I can do it on camera. There it is, and as you can see, it's a secure fit. So taking a look at the figure itself, the only distinctive thing that is noticeable from a real to a bootleg is that the arm joints here have this gold like ring piece. I don't know what that's about, and it doesn't really bother me too much. But anyway, so just taking a look at the front of the figure, taking a look at the back, the paint is really clean for being a bootleg. I would say it's a really clean paint job. The rings, if you can even see there we go, the time rings are also painted really nicely on. I think the feet need a bit of work, but as you can see, the feet need a bit of work, but just a bit of white paint should clean that up nicely. So enough. So before we go into articulation, let's take a look at the rose head. So here is the rose head. Like I said, they all kind of have this looking off to the side face, but the sculpt of the hair isn't as clean, of course, and you will have like some smudges. Nothing really too bad though. One thing I will address before I move on is that if I come over here to my other one, here's the other rose head. Like as again you can see, I don't know if you can see, but the face is once again kind of looking off to the side. But I had to do a bit of a customization towards this head, and why I had to do it is because I have not done anything to this one. But if you pop on the head for the rose, that's as far as it goes in. Yeah, that looks really bad. You can't push it down because that's as far as it lets you go, and it just looks weird. And it's in there, but it's too high in. So what I did to this one, if I can show you, popping off the heads here, and as you can see, this one's more secure now, is that I actually drilled in with the smallest drill I had, drilled in a bit more into the head. I drilled in a bit more, and as you can see, that little bit of drill gave me such an advantage. So here is the without the drill. That's how the head looks without the drill. Go off camera here really quick. And if I pop in the head that I put in with the drill, like I said, I only drilled in about a few centimeters in, but you can just see the clear difference that it made. It just is ridiculous. So if you will display this figure with the head of the rose, I recommend you take a drill or a nail and you just kind of like push it inwards. So this way you can put the head in a little bit better. So that's just something I wanted to point out with him. Let's go ahead and pop back on his rose head. So I'm going to review first the articulation for this figure, and then I'm going to review the articulation for that figure. So the head goes all the way around, and if I could pop it in right, maybe would be a lot more helpful to you guys. Yeah, there we go. So it does go all the way around, of course. He does have a neck that allows him to go that far down and look that far. Yeah, about that far up. So he does then have it's still the diaphragm joint right here, and you could take it to about that far. You could take it up to about that far. Arms go that much out, and I believe that's actually how much the original one went out as well. And then it does go obviously fully around, and if you can hear that, that's a good sign. He does have obviously the articulated shoulder or sleeve right here. He does have a bend, which is a super tight bend, like that's tight. This is the only problems I have seen with them, is that they have a very loose first joint. Because it is double jointed, this first joint is the one that's very loose. Not super loose, but loose. Like this one over here isn't very loose, but he does have a double joint, so you can't get it about that much. And of course he does have the articulation there. This skirt, if you're wondering, is not a hard plastic. It is still a very much rubbery material, so it's really good. And anyways, so his leg kicks out about that far. He does have some pretty ugly paint down there. That is not stress marks. That is just paint. So his leg kicks out very far out. It kicks that much back. Kicks out about that much. Has a perfectly working double jointed knee. It does swivel. Nothing at the boot. And of course you can bend this leg all the way down. You tuck it in, it can go all the way like that much up. And just again, that much down. And he does have a toe. So articulation in this guy is fantastic. This side over here has a lot stiffer of a joint. So in comparison to other bootlegs, this figure really just knocks it out of the ballpark. This is almost Detong quality, and if you remember Detong, you know, they had their golden days of figures, and this figure just this is a Detong quality figure. I would not be surprised if the makers of the Detong Frieza and Super Saiyan 3 made this. So there's that one. So just to show you that you don't get lucky and get one with tight joints, I'm now going to review this one. So again, he looks that much far down, that high up. He does yet again have a nice joint there. Arms go out. Actually, I think that one goes out a little bit further than the other one. Still does go all the way around. He has the sleeve. Again, another really tight joint there, which is great. This one's arms are a little bit tighter than the other one, so that's really good. And again, he does have the wrist movement. Like I said, he does have that problem that this arm did, but on this side. So if you wanted to, you could put this arm over there and that arm over here, and you'd basically switch arms. Or you could just give him both good arms. So that one has a little bit of a loose joint there. Nothing too serious though, however. It still will hold the pose just because of the second one. So it'll still hold its pose fairly nicely. Like I said, this one again is a rubber, so it does allow the leg to go that much out. Full kick out. Pretty good kick back. Kicks out about that much. If you will notice is that you can push it out, but because of this, it does kind of hinder it. Nothing too serious, however. Like I said, a perfectly working... Ooh, actually that's a really stiff joint. Yeah, there you go. A perfectly working double jointed knee. You can kick the leg out fully down, fully up, and a toe articulation. So, like I've said, guys, in terms of articulation, these figures are really spot on. They are not loose at all. I just showed you the articulation for two of them, so they're really tight. They're really tight figures. So they're really fantastic in my opinion. So now we've covered the articulation. Let us go ahead and examine their accessories carefully. So we've already seen the rose hair, but here's basically the rose hair. This one's earring is a lot better painted. But like I said, they all do kind of have that looking off to the side, but it does need a bit of a, oopsie, it does need a bit of a clean trim right there, but paint looks great. Sculpt is there. So there's the rose hair. Let's examine. Now I want you to know that I already examined this pre-hand, so I can tell you that the accessories that are in the one I'm showing you are the exact in that one. So then here's the blade. Looks really, if you can see it, it looks really good. Really good. And it is a really hard material. So it's not going to break on you because it's still rubber, but fantastic rubber. I guess I'll show you the other heads as well. So here's the screaming head that I got. As you can see, the eyes are a little derpy on the rose hair, but the earring is painted nicely. The teeth and the pink looks great. Then we also get now this one has a bit of an issue, but it has that. It's like a black line. You can take alcohol and remove that. I will show you that. But so this one's kind of missing a bit of white up there. The earring looks alright, but I guess that smudge is just right there. That smudge is just kind of annoying. But like I said, with some rubbing alcohol, that'll come off, no problem. I do not have the Kamehameha wave built, but I will show you the actual base of the piece. So here it is. This is the base of the Dark Kamehameha wave. Looks great. Looks really great. And let's just come over here and examine everything else. So he put it to a black. So there's those hands looking great. There's the right hand with the time ring. The time ring is beautifully painted on all of these hands. And then of course we do get the dark Kamehameha wave fetch, which are like a purple and then like a gray at the top, or like a clear here around at the base, and then it turns into more of a purple. But returning back to the figures, of course, like I said, I just reviewed 2 of them, so you know that these both are stiff figures, except for the joint on this one and the joint on that one. But if I was to just swap arms, I could have one perfect. Like I said, the head on this one is second best to that one, because that one looks way cleaner. The accessories on this guy are the exact same that I just showed you, so they look great. And honestly guys, online these Goku bootlegs, depending on which one you buy, will run you from like 15 to 9 to 24 bucks. Really just depends on the one you find. But are these guys worth it? I'm gonna say yeah. They definitely have my approval in terms of bootlegs. And of course, what wouldn't be a good video without a comparison to the original Goku Black. So let's kind of get a shot of all 3 of them, just so you could see here, and let's just kind of zoom in a bit. So as you can see, the bootleg is a little bit more tan. Nothing too bothersome though. The real one has actually more shading on the gray, but I kind of prefer this one because it's less shading. So the red belts look great. The blacks, I guess he has more of a matte black than these guys, more of like a shinier black. Coming on down to the legs, and we can see that obviously the sole of the shoes for the real one are a lot better painted than the bootlegs, but you know, the white is there and it looks great. And from afar you just see these 3 and they look really good side by side. So like I said, guys, in my personal opinion, these Goku Black bootlegs are really one to get, you know. If you can't afford to buy a real one, which I don't blame you, you know, I want to buy another one, but they're from 90 to 120 bucks. And that is a lot of money to pay for one figure. That kind of money, you could go back and buy the base Goku, the original one. So like I said, it's just a lot of money. And these bootlegs are fantastic. They really blew me out of the water. Like, I had seen reviews of them, and the people that reviewed them, they showed me that, you know, they're really stiff and all, but just having them in my hand, they're great. You know, I don't need to nail polish them anywhere because they hold their own. They're really great and really solid figures. So like I said, if you're just trying to army build Goku Blacks, which is what I'm trying to do, or you don't have a Goku Black and you need a Goku Black, I definitely say pick one of these up. They're cheap and they're great figures, you know? If you're into customizing, this is your go-to. You know, I've seen a lot of people customizing a Great Saiyaman using this body. It's perfect. It's a really stiff figure. So, in terms of figure-wise, I'd give this guy like an 8 out of 10. Just because he does have a few paint, like the eyes on this or the scratch on the other one, so that's minus 1 point. And they both do have a loose arm joint, so that's another minus point. Now, in terms of bootleg quality or a bootleg ranking, the Tong, I would say, would be a 9. These guys I would also give a 9. Now, is there such a thing as a perfect bootleg? Probably not, but this is as close as they get. This is the Tong quality bootlegs, you know? This is not the base Goku and God Goku that I bought long ago. Now, this is way better, so better than those bootlegs, and I'm honestly now really excited to purchase the Android 18 because I was going to purchase it, but I wasn't sure because it was a bootleg. The only other bootleg I've had was the Super Saiyan 3, and he had a problem where this leg didn't pop on. But like I just showed you, these figures here are fantastic. So that's my review, guys, of the SH Figuarts Goku Black bootleg figure. If you can find one for like 20 bucks, that's a worth it deal. You know, these guys are fantastic, and I hope you liked my video, guys. This was my first time reviewing an action figure. So, you know, if you did like this, if you found this useful, please like, please share it, comment. I'll answer any of your questions you guys have, and I'll see you on the next video, guys. Peace out.